In this video, we're going to take a look at views and zoom in Word 2019. I've got a Word document open here, and I am currently looking at it in its print layout view. It actually shows you what it's going to look like when you print it on a piece of paper. There are a couple of ways to do views. One is to go to the View tab up here on the top, and the 5 views are all listed over here. Print layout is the default. It's the one you'll probably use about 99% of the time, but there are some other ones. Let's try the reading mode. And what reading mode does is it tries to simulate a book. So there's no scrolling. It gets rid of most of the menu up here. And when you want to flip to a new page, you just click on, or if you're using a tablet, just tap on the arrow, and you can work your way through the book. So if you have a book that's a Word document, this would be the way to read it. Most books that you're going to find in digital format are probably not going to be in Word document, though they're probably going to be in some other format. So this is probably of questionable value. Let's go back to our normal view here, back in print layout view. With print layout view, you actually see the edges of the page here. We've got margins on the top and the left and the right and the bottom, and a little gap here in between. Let's go to web layout view. Web layout view shows you what your page would look like if you displayed it on a website. And Word does have the option of saving a file as an HTML file. The HTML file that it produces is not a very good file, but it's a quick and easy way to get a document into an HTML format. Again, that's something you probably will not use very often. There is an outline view. This only works if you use the headings in Word. And right now it's showing us everything. Let's go here and tell it we just want to see level 1. And this document does not have any level 1 options. Let's go to level 2. So when this document was created, level 2 was used for all of the chapter headings. And so you can kind of get an overview of your document by looking at the headings that you put in your document. If you did level 3 headings, which I don't think we have any of in here, let's check and see. No, we don't. If you had level 3 headings, they'd be underneath the level 2 headings. Level 2 would be underneath the level 1 headings, and so on. This is an easy way to rearrange sections of your document. This stuff is obviously in order based on Roman numerals here, but if I wanted to move a chapter easily, I could just click and drag and move the whole thing. So if there's a lot of stuff in underneath one of these headings, multiple pages, this is a quick way to quickly move that entire section around. Let's drag it back to where it belongs. You can also, let's click on chapter 1 here, and there's a plus sign that we can use to look at it if we want to expand it, and then a minus sign that we can use to go back to the collapsed view. And that's about it for outline. It gives you an overview of your document, and if that's something useful, then this would be appropriate. But again, this is one of those things you're probably not going to use a whole lot. Let's close the outline view. Let's go back to our View tab, and let's go to Draft. And Draft View is something that's been obsolete, I think, for a long time. What it does is it shows you your document without showing you the edges of the page. Without showing you pictures that are built in, it'll just show you a placeholder instead of the picture and so on. This was originally created when Word was on computers that did not have enough computing horsepower to quickly redraw the screen and make it look precisely like it's going to look on the piece of paper, print layout view. And it's been a very long time since I've used a computer that does not have enough horsepower to do that. I'm guessing that one of these days I'll get rid of Draft View, but I also thought that it'd be gone by now. So Draft View is something I don't think you'll ever use. Outline, web, and read mode are probably something you will not use very often. Print layout view is what you're going to use like 99% of the time. There is one feature here when you're in print layout view that you may find helpful. If you go to the gap between the pages and double click, it will collapse the margins, the vertical margins, the top and the bottom, so you can see more stuff on the screen. That's basically all it does. Let you see a little more stuff without having to scroll quite so much. And if you want to get it back again, just go get your two-headed arrow between the 2 pages and double click, and it'll bring those margins back again. So these are all available on the View ribbon here. And we also have what I think you're more likely to use is we've got 3 of these options down here. It doesn't do the outline view, it doesn't do the draft view, but we've got reading mode, we've got print layout, and we've got web layout view here. So if you want to change one of the layouts, this is the way that I think you would probably be most likely to do it. Okay. The other option is that we're going to talk about is the zoom ability in Word. Zoom lets you move in or out in a document so you can see more text or less text. So I'm going to zoom in here. If I want to make it a little bit bigger, you can just go to the lower right hand corner here, click on the plus sign. Every time you do, it increases it by about 10%, it looks like every time, all the way up to a maximum of 500%. And in the other direction, you can go all the way down. If you click on the minus sign down here, you can go all the way down to 10%. And that's not very useful because you can't read the text here, but what it is helpful for is letting you see the page layout of your document. Now, unfortunately, the first time you do this, it all puts it in one column here, so you really can't see enough stuff. So what you have to do is 2 things. You have to go back up to your View tab and click on Multiple Pages, and then it increases the zoom factor, and so now you can read it again. So you still have to go back down here to the lower right-hand corner and zoom back out again until you see the individual pages, and you can see as many pages here as it will allow at 10% magnification. So what's this good for? Mostly what it's good for, it's just kind of lets you check to see if there's anything. If you got an extra blank page in there, a page that's almost blank, so you got a page break in there that maybe shouldn't be there, or something like that. So it gives you a quick view of your overall document structure, but it doesn't really let you look at any of the text because the text is too small. The other way to do zoom, which is what I think you'll probably do most often, it's what I do most often, is simply hold the control key down, which I'm going to do right now, and use the wheel on your mouse. Okay? If you pull back on the wheel, which I'm doing right now, it'll make it smaller. We're already as small as we can go. If you push on the wheel, it will make it bigger, and you can very quickly zoom in on a document just by holding the control key down and quickly pushing the wheel on your mouse. So that pretty much covers everything you need to know about both views in Word and how to zoom in and out on your document in Word.